Some time ago, we decided to escape the joys of the British summer by heading off on what we thought would be a relaxing break in Portugal. Upon arrival in Lisbon, we immediately set about completing our first monumentally insightful and culturally important task, finding some pastel de nata, or Portuguese tarts. As you'd expect, finding them was easy. Ordering them, it turned out, was not. Despite them being right in front of us on the counter, we had a worryingly hard time convincing the cafe owner that we actually wanted to eat them. Eventually, a helpful translator walked in and convinced the owner that they really did have a sale. Unfortunately, he neglected to mention that we only wanted one each, and we ended up with the entire plate of tarts. Determined to make the best of it, we ate as many as we could and reasoned that at least we wouldn't need lunch. Next, we set off to find our Airbnb. It had been advertised as a cute hobbit apartment, and they weren't kidding. While it was at least above ground, it comprised of incredibly low ceilings and had no fewer than 5 flights of stairs to enter it. Later, while strolling by the seaside, we were offered a small bag of something potent looking. While we politely declined, it did make a nice change from the usual key rings and glow sticks. If you've ever wondered at what temperature your iPhone ceases to work, this trip answered that. When the mercury hit 40 degrees C, our phones huffily informed us that they needed to cool down before we could use them, a sentiment we'd often wanted to employ ourselves on hot summer days in the office. After a nauseating train ride to Porto, we visited a traditional tavern where we discovered that green wine exists. To our delight, we were also presented with some free catfish and cheese fritters. This delight was short-lived, however, when we sat by the river later in the evening and witnessed what looked suspiciously like catfish eating from the sewer pipe. We also saw an extremely exuberant jet skier who, rather worryingly, appeared to be wearing a police life vest. Later that evening, it was time to find our second Airbnb. In some respects, this one was easier to access than the previous, in that it only had 3 flights of stairs instead of 5, but it did have an apparently permanent feature of neighbours frying sardines in the hallway, which blocked the front door. One of these neighbours evidently had a budgie, which we couldn't see but could definitely hear, day and night, whenever we were in the flat. All in all, while it's fair to say that our trip to Portugal was far from restful, it was certainly eye-opening, and if nothing else, served to show us the beauty of a silent, budgie-free existence, and that there really is no such thing as a free lunch, at least not one you actually want. Next time on Neurotic Thinkings, Neurotic Cookings. What happened when I tried to fry lettuce? Why not click subscribe for more rantings, queries, and general cynicism? Thanks for watching.